The Toyota UZ engine family is a 32-valve quad-camshaft V8 engine series used in many of their luxury cars. Now, these engines are known for lasting and lasting and lasting. They are bulletproof and you can practically drive them forever. But as you all know, I love fast cars, tuning and racing. So why would I care about an engine that is made for slow driving luxury vehicles? Well, let's get into that. But first, let's start with the stock motor. The 1UZ FE is a 4-litre 90-degree V8. The engine made 256 horsepower and 350 Nm of torque, so nothing special so far. Well, the block is aluminium, but it has cast iron sleeves. The compression ratio is also nice and low at 10:1, which means you can add forced induction and have some serious power. Anyways, there are multiple versions of the 1UZ, and depending on what you want, you should choose the right one. So let's start with one of the newer VVTi versions. After 1998, Toyota released the 1UZ with VVTi, and they also raised the compression ratio. The pistons were also lightened, which is good for weight, but this does mean that the connecting rods are weaker. Anyways, the higher compression and the VVTi technology made more power. 300 horsepower and 420 Nm of torque to be exact, stock out of the box. Now in my opinion, if you want to build a naturally aspirated V8 powered car, the VVTi is best. It will make more power than the older ones if you go this route. Just do the exhaust, cams, air filter, injectors and have a good tune. Boom, you'll have a super reliable V8 with a decent amount of power. But if you want big power, you need to go for one of the old 1UZs. You see, when the 1UZ was initially released, Toyota was so keen to make a statement in the luxury car market that they actually over-engineered the engine, which means the engines produced between 1989 and 1994 had super strong connecting rods, a forged steel crankshaft and really strong pistons. Now, without any forced induction, these old 1UZs can make around 400 horsepower and rev close to 9,000 RPM. Crazy, I know, but why would you stay naturally aspirated with an engine like this? Low compression, forged crankshaft, super strong rods, all these things just scream add boost. Okay, so there is 3 ways of adding boost: a supercharger, a big single turbo or twin turbos. So let's start with the supercharger. Now for this engine there are quite a few supercharger kits out there that you can buy. Now when you buy a supercharger kit, you will need to upgrade the fueling system as well and the exhaust system to get the most out of the kit. But at 0.4 bar, you'll be able to make around 350 to 400 horsepower with no problems. Upgrade the pistons and head studs, raise the boost a bit, and you'll be well over 400 horsepower. So yes, it's not crazy numbers, but it gets better, trust me. On to single turbo. Okay, so since you have 8 cylinders, you can add a really big turbo, like a GTX 40 or something like that, and it will spin it. Now, with a really big turbo 1UZ, you'll have to upgrade the injectors and head studs. You will also need a multi-layer steel head gasket, wastegate, blower valve, boost controller, oil feed line, oil return line, thermal insulation and an intercooler. Now all this will add up to a car that can make between 450 and 500 horsepower on stock internals. And with twin turbos, it's more or less the same story. But if you build the motor, put the head, do ARP studs, run race fuel and raise the boost, you can get to 1000 horsepower on a stock block. Yes, nothing else will be stock, but who cares? And if you think I'm talking a bunch of crap, there is a local here in South Africa. He has a twin turbo 1UZ. The car has 2 GT35 turbos, Arias forged pistons, Eagle forged rods, and a full boost performance spec Calford cams. The heads have also been flowed, ported and secured with ARP studs. Fuel is supplied by 2 Bosch Motorsport 044 fuel pumps and 8 1200cc injectors. So how much power does his baby make? So on pump fuel, she makes 650 horsepower to the wheels, but on its skill map with ethanol, this tiny little Corolla makes 1000 horsepower and 1500 Nm of torque. That's no joke. And all of that power under the hood of a tiny little Corolla. So in conclusion, the 1UZ is a super reliable engine that can be used in a ton of different ways. From being the heart of your workhorse truck to being the weapon under the hood of your drag car, it's one engine for everybody. Except of course for the polar bear lovers. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. I've got many more videos just like this one, so if you liked it, go through my channel, see if there's something else you like. I'll check you guys in the next one. Cheers, eh?